Hello, my name is Isaiah Banks, 21 years old, seeking, striving, and even determined to be successful. One of the things that I've noticed about me, even from an early age, is that I was never content or comfortable with being average or normal. With that in mind, even in transitioning into the adult years of my life, I am embarking on a new journey to become a motivational speaker. After talking to numerous people who are familiar and even have a career in motivational speaking, I've expressed to them that this isn't for me about becoming popular, becoming famous. This isn't just about a dime or a dollar, but this is because I truly believe that people will be empowered and strengthened to hear of my message and move in faith to where they have been called and compelled to do. For me, I have already overcome some fear and began walking in one of the things that I believe I was called to do. At the age of 9, I felt the desire and call to become a minister. However, 9-year-olds didn't normally preach. I had never seen a 9-year-old preacher or heard of a 9-year-old preacher. With that in mind, I began to think of all of the negative things concerning this. Even though I knew this was something that I could do, even though I knew this was something I was called to do, I still faced fear, trying to overcome the negative thoughts that I had about this. Thoughts like, would people take me serious? Thoughts that would question if this was just a phase or simply a moment I was having. Thoughts like if I would ever be productive at it. Thoughts like, would people really listen to this 9-year-old preacher? I thought about this, I prayed about this, and for exactly 2 years, I ran away from it. I ran away from it until I realized that I couldn't run anymore. This was a desire and a burning sensation that I had. It was an untamable fire, something that I couldn't put out. And if I didn't soon give attention to that fire, it would either burn me or give me what I needed to run to do everything that I felt I was called and compelled to do. It wasn't until I made up in my mind that I just had to do it in order to do it. I believe Nike said it best. You just have to do it sometimes. That's the message that I want to see and send. That no matter what it is you may be facing, you have to overcome the fear and move in faith. Because the Bible says faith without work is dead. If you don't work, if you don't move, if you don't start doing what it is you've been called to do, you just won't do it. Nobody's going to push you for so long. Everybody doesn't even want to see it. So you have to determine in your mind, just as I did, that if God really called me to do this, if I've really been placed on this earth to do this, I just have to do it. That's the message I want to send to people. You got to move in faith. If you don't move in faith, if you don't move and do what it is you are called and compelled to do, you will live a wasted life. Not moving forward means you're moving backwards. I don't want to go through my life moving backwards. I don't want to go through my life being the average. I don't want to go through my life living a life not doing what it is I love to do. I love helping people. I love motivating people. I love to see people changed and empowered by the message that I send. And with that in mind, I plan to do everything I can do to make people better through my message. It made me better. It made me a better thinker. It made me a better believer. It made me a better person when I faced my fears and just did whatever I had to do in order to be productive and successful. And I believe that that's the message I want to send to everybody. No matter what it is, you have to face your fear. If Martin Luther King wouldn't have faced this fear of racism, we would probably still be dealing with some of the racial issues that we dealt with back in his day. But because he had courage and took a stand and had a dream and not let go of his dream. Whatever he did, it was about his dream. Whatever he said was about his dream. And that is what I believe. That I have a message that I can't keep to myself, but I have to help somebody of a young person, an old person, a black person, or even a white person. Anybody can be affected and helped by this message. It's a message of faith that I believe people talk about and speak about all the time. However, sometimes We need young people such as myself who can help other young people who might be wrestling and dealing with fear about doing whatever it is they have been called and compelled to do. Whether it's writing a book, becoming a doctor, being great in school, having a high GPA, even pursuing that basketball career, football career, whatever it is, I believe that my message is going to help somebody because it helped me. I believe that once we make up in our minds that we have to move in faith and not in fear, everything will be all right. That's what it did for me. I got the courage that was already on the inside of me. I met with the proper people. I read the proper books. I prayed the proper prayers. And before you know it, I was doing it and doing it well. At the age of 12 years old, I was the first one ever in my church to be licensed at 12 years old. And not only that, I wasn't just licensed to preach, but I was going all over preaching and teaching. I went all over the tri-state area. I was blessed to travel to California, San Diego, California, for 5 years to preach their youth revival. That was empowering not only to them, but to me, to let me know that sometimes you have to just face your fear and do what it is you want to do. If I would have never did it, people wouldn't have been blessed. People wouldn't have been changed. People wouldn't be who they are sometimes because they are waiting on you. And just like that, I want to share my message. Thank you.